Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hold on. Let me get on TikTok. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Technical difficulties already. All right, there we go. Excuse me, y'all. I'm live on TikTok as well as YouTube. Welcome to $1 Trillion Tickers. This is the pre-show mantra for today, January 1st, 2026. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You know, some say the real New Year starts in the spring because that's where the growth starts. But we're going to rock with it just because a lot of people say this is New Year's. But the show will start momentarily. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be free. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn, the more you learn. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my abilities to make great investments. The stock market is a machine, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Let's get into it, y'all. Welcome back to $1 Trillion Tickers. I'm Matt Riches. The market is closed today for New Year's, so we're going to zoom out and look at the scoreboard. This is a 2025 year-to-date breakdown for our $1 trillion stocks, for the market sectors, for ETFs, for crypto, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're not guessing. We're not forecasting. We reading the real data, reading the real charts, and the real growth or lack thereof in these tickers, y'all. We're going to follow the money, see where the money went, see where the money ran from, and we're going to check it out. Okay, so let's start. Let me read the actual value of these companies before we get into it. Most valuable company in the world, Nvidia, 4.5 trillion. Number 2, Apple, 4 trillion. Number 3, Google, 3.7 trillion. Number 4, Microsoft, 3.5 trillion. Number 5, Amazon, Amazon, 2.4 trillion. Number 6, Meta, 1.66 trillion. Number 7, AVGO, 1.64 trillion. Number 8, TSM, 1.5 trillion. Number 9, Tesla, 1.49 trillion. And number 10, Berkshire B, $1 trillion, y'all. All right, let's check it out. So, Nvidia. What did Nvidia do this year? So, this is a trading view. I'm using trading view for my charting today, y'all. So, and I put it on the 12-month time frame. So, each candle is 1 year. And then at the bottom here, you can see the different years. And then on the right here, you can see the prices. Where did price go? So Nvidia, the most valuable company of the year, it is currently sitting at $186.50. So you can buy one share in the most valuable company in the world for $186.50, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, we good now. Okay, so Nvidia was up 38% this year, y'all. 38%, which is a great return. Yeah, I mean, it's a great return for an individual stock. It did way better than the SPY and the QQQ. So if you invested in Nvidia this year and you didn't buy at the highs, most likely you are up. So shout out to everybody that bought Nvidia. So the lowest price you could have bought Nvidia this year was $87.42, y'all. $87.42 you could have bought Nvidia. Now I'm sure this was the April lows because that's where the market bottomed out this year. So just say you bought shares of Nvidia at the April lows at $87, you'd be up $100 per share, and that's in 1 year. Well, if you bought it in April, and then currently, I mean it's the first, so that's less than 1 year that you have accumulated over $100 worth of growth per share. So yes, you did have a great opportunity to buy Nvidia this year, the most valuable company in the world, and it's still on discount right now. So let's see, how much discount is it on right now? So I did put some markups on here. I just want to see how much discount is Nvidia is on right now. Okay, so 10% off Nvidia is $191.20. So if you want, you can currently buy Nvidia for over 10% off the all-time high, which is a discount that I recommend. I recommend at least waiting for 10% off the all-time high before you get into a position, because just say the people that bought it at 200, 205, 210, 212, they in the negative right now because they bought it too high. So what you got to do, you got to wait for at least a 10% discount, and then you'll be able to get in the position. So for example, if you were to, you be like, man, I got $1,000 that I want to put into Nvidia. I wouldn't recommend putting the whole 1,000 at one time. I would recommend breaking it up. It's called scaling into a position. So just know, if you want to put $1,000, then I would recommend at least breaking it up into threes. So $333 twice, and then $334 for the third entry. So what I would do is, at that 10% off, I will put $333. And then at 15% off, I'll put another $333. And then at 20% off, I will put my last piece of the scale in. So you could either do that, or you could do afford 25% each on the entry. So you can do $250 four times. You know what I mean? So you could do 10% off $250, 15% off $250, 25% off, 20% off $250, and 25% off $250. That's just an easy way to think about it. You don't have to make it too complicated when buying these stocks. All you got to do is know what company you want to buy, know what price you want to buy it, and go ahead and buy it. That's it, y'all. Okay, so our next $1 trillion company is going to be Apple. Let's see, Apple is currently sitting at $271. Apple is up 8%, 8.5% on the year. So the lowest price you could have bought Apple this year was $169.41, and it went to an all-time high of $288.62, y'all. So if you bought it during the pullback of April, you got a major discount, and you're currently up over $100 per share, y'all. So yeah, you definitely had an opportunity to buy Apple, and Apple did not beat the S&P 500 or the QQQ, which we'll get into later. But Apple is up 8%. So it's an okay year. I would call that an okay year because you didn't beat the index, but you're not negative. So I'm happy that I didn't have a negative year on Apple. I've been holding Apple shares for a long time. I've been holding Apple since 2020, actually. So I'm definitely in the green on my Apple shares. We did only get 8.5% this year, but I'm happy for 8.5%. It's definitely more than I would have gotten had I left my money inside the bank, inside a savings account, or even a high yield savings account that would not give me 8.5%. So that is the advantage of investing in the stock market. If you invest in the best companies in the world, more than likely you will be making gains most of the time. Okay, next company we have is Google. Google had a phenomenal year, y'all. Google had a phenomenal year. Google is up 65% on the year, y'all. Shout out to Google, man. Shout out to Google. 65% on the year, y'all. So Google is currently trading at $313 even. The lowest price of the year that you could have bought Google was $141. This was the April lows. And the highest it went to this year was $328.83. So, had you bought Google at the pullback, that's why we wait for pullbacks, then you would have more than doubled your investment per share, y'all. You would have more than doubled your investment per share. So shout out to everybody that's invested in Google. I know your portfolio is looking nice, especially if you bought it before this year. So yes, I am an investor in Google. I did start buying Google in 2022. So we are up, a phenomenal year. All right, so let's check out the next company on our list here is Microsoft. Microsoft currently trading at $438.62. Microsoft had a good year, 14%. 14% is good. 14%, that's a double-digit year for Microsoft. And, you know, it's not really that easy for these trillion-dollar companies to be having these phenomenal years. So for a trillion-dollar company, a multi-trillion-dollar company, to actually make 14% gains on the year is actually really good. I mean, it's nothing compared to Google, but it's actually phenomenal, just based on the size of the company. So the lowest price Microsoft was for the year was $344. The April lows, the highest price was $555. So it is on major discount right now. So let's actually check out some of my levels here and check out what type of discount you could get on Microsoft right now. So Microsoft is 10% off is actually $500. And then 15% off is $472. So you are about 12% off right now on Microsoft. So if you want to buy the fourth most valuable company in the world and you want to get a nice discount on it, you can get at least 10% off right now if you buy it tomorrow. I don't think we actually did that for Google, so let me go back to Google and see. Yeah, Google is very close to all-time highs. Google, see, 5% off is $279. So I wouldn't recommend buying Google right now because it's too close to the all-time high, y'all. It's too close to the all-time high. Did I say what Apple was on discount? Or did I just do Nvidia? I think I just did Nvidia. Okay. So let's check out Apple. I could already tell that it's not on discount enough just by looking where the all-time high is. Okay, so the 10% off is $249 and it's currently at $271. So Apple is too high to buy right now. I I would not recommend buying Apple right now because I like to buy my shares on a discount. You could buy it right now, and it could continue to go up and hit 300. That is a possibility, but it's also a possibility that it will pull back and give you that 10% discount before you even buy it. So you have to make that choice when it comes to your investment portfolio. Are you somebody that likes to buy shares at any price? Are you somebody that likes to buy shares at the all-time high? Or are you the type of investor to wait for a discount? Not only a discount, but a significant discount. Are you the type of investor that only waits until you get at least a 20% discount? Now, you can be that type of investor. You will not be deploying capital as often as you would if you were an investor that deployed capital at 10% off and 15% off. But you would definitely be getting a better entry. You would just have to be more patient. One quote from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is, the stock market is a place that takes money from the impatient and gives it to the patient, y'all. So if you are an investor, you definitely need to remember that and add that into your investing repertoire. Okay, so our next company here is Amazon. Amazon had a very basic year with only a 5% upside, y'all. Amazon had a very basic year. Amazon had 5% growth. The current price is $230.82. With the low of the year, $162.04. And the all-time high and the high of the year is $258.60, y'all. So Amazon had a very basic year this year. So that makes me think that it's more likely that they will have a great year next year because they are the 5th most valuable company in the world. And they are, some would argue, the best company in the world overall. So I don't think that it's on discount. Just looking at this all-time high right now and looking at the place where it's at. But let's check out the charts. So that's something that I like to do, y'all. I like to put the discounted prices actually on the chart so it'll be easy to find here. So 10% off is right here, $232. So it is actually $2 underneath the 10% off. So if you want to buy Amazon, one of the most powerful companies on the planet, you can get it for 10% off right now, y'all. So you have to think about, what is your strategy? Is your strategy based on buying the best companies in the world at discount, or is your strategy based on just buying any company, any random company, and hoping it goes up? You gotta have a plan, y'all. Excuse me while I take a sip of this coffee. All right, I'm back. If you thinking about what is that background music, so I make AI music, y'all. I made all those beats. Those are all instrumentals. And excuse me. I actually need to turn off my autoplay because every time we get to the end of my playlist, it always goes to a song that I don't have on my playlist. I don't see autoplay on there like YouTube Music, so I'll just have to turn it off again like yesterday when it went to a song that I didn't have on my list. Anyway, excuse me, back to the show. If you're just tuning in, this is the $1 Trillion Ticker Show. The market is closed today, so we are just checking out the year-to-date performances because it is January 1st, 2026. And we have 1 year of data to look at to see how our companies did, y'all. I mean, we actually have more than 1 year, but the year just closed out. So I want to see how these companies did, y'all. How did these companies do over the past 12 months? If they did great, then shout out to you if you are invested in them. And if you are not invested in them, maybe you should be invested in them. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's listening live on YouTube. I'm also streaming live on TikTok, so I want to give a shout out to everybody in the TikTok chat. I am not chatting myself because I am looking at the chart and explaining. So if you want to get a better view of the chart, then you can actually go on my YouTube. I have the same handle as I do on Twitter, and it's Matt Riches 510 AI Music, where I am live streaming on YouTube as well. Let's go, y'all. All right, so our next company here is Meta, y'all. Meta. Y'all know Meta. I'm sure you're on Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp every single day. They have over 3 billion people in their network of apps that use their apps every single day. So Meta, just based on that reach, Meta is definitely a buy when you get the discount, y'all. So let's see. Meta is up 12%, 12.7% on the year, y'all, which is good. That's a double-digit gain. This is a multi-trillion-dollar company. So that was a decent year. That was a decent year, y'all. I'm not mad at 12% because that's more than I would get in the bank. That's more than I would get in my checking, savings, and also high yield savings as well. That's more than I would get in a money market. So I am happy about that, y'all. Okay, so the current price is $660.09. The low of the year was $481, y'all. And the high of the year was $796, y'all. That is a huge swing in price. So if you bought Meta at the April lows at $481, you are up $180 per share, y'all. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So the thing about investing, you have to buy at discounted prices. Don't buy at the all-time highs. So we can definitely check out Meta because the all-time high is almost 800 and the current price is 660. So you can definitely get good discount on Meta right now, y'all. Oh shoot, excuse me. Let's see. So 15% off is $677. 20% off is $637. So just based on this quick math, Meta is about 17% off the all-time high, y'all. So if you want to get the company that has the most users out of any company on the market with over 3 billion in reach, you know how many people is on the planet, so they're very close to reaching. Their goal is to have everybody on one of their platforms. So Meta is on big discount right now, y'all. So based on this is a slow year for Meta. Because if you look at last year, the year before last, 65%. Year before that, 194%, y'all. So this is like, we definitely used to bigger gains. But really Meta, they had missed on earnings with that 15 million or 15 billion, I can't remember. tax bill that they had to pay. So because of that, the earnings was just all crazy, and then they ended up dropping $100 after earnings. But I'm sure they're gonna get that back. And if you buy Meta now, once they get back to all-time highs, they got a long way to go before they get back to all-time highs. All right, AVGO, y'all. AVGO had a phenomenal year. 49% to the upside, y'all. Phenomenal year for AVGO. The current price is $346.10. With a low of the year, $138, y'all. Ooh. So it was big discount. It was big discount in April. 138. If you bought the April lows, you have more than doubled your investment, y'all. Shout out to everybody that bought AVGO, man. Broadcom, man. So the all-time high is $414.61. Let's check out the discount you would get right now. I don't have it marked out on AVGO, so I will have to use my tool here. This is the measuring tool. I'm just gonna measure it here, all the way down to here. So AVGO is currently 16% off, y'all. AVGO is 16% off. So that is a nice discount for you. If you would like to invest in AVGO, it has met our 10 and 15% threshold. So you can invest in AVGO, and look at this chart. This is the kind of chart that you like. Only 2 red years, y'all. Big growth. Look, 2023, 99% growth. 2024, 100% growth. 107% growth. 2025, 49% growth. Woo! That's phenomenal, y'all. That is phenomenal. This is what you want your chart to look like, y'all. Mostly green candles to the upside. Up and to the right. All right, our next company here is Tesla. Tesla was up, only had a decent year, up 11%. So pretty basic year. You know, Tesla is very volatile though. Tesla will run to the moon and then come back and crash and then run back up. Like, Tesla is very volatile, so I definitely invested in Tesla myself, and I think Tesla is a great investment. I wouldn't make it the number one position in my portfolio only because it's so volatile. And if you're new and you're not used to volatility in your portfolio, then Tesla will definitely have you on the edge of your seat. But if you are a seasoned investor, then Tesla, I'm sure you already invested in Tesla. Because Tesla is not only a car company, it's an AI company, it's a robotics company. And as soon as these autonomous vehicles are on the road how Elon wants them, and as soon as FSD becomes to the point where you can look at your phone, you can watch movies in the car, and you don't have to worry about driving, you don't have to worry about touching the steering wheel, you know what I mean? Then I think Tesla stock is going to run crazy, because I think a lot of people are waiting for that. I mean, a lot of people who already are Tesla owners, once FSD becomes that good, if they don't have it now, they're definitely going to get it then. So, yeah. And also, once that technology is to that point, then anybody who's a Tesla owner will be able to turn on their Tesla and allow it to be a robo-taxi for them. for instance, while they're at work. So if you think that's a good idea, you would like to make money with your car while you're at work, even if it's just 1, 2, 3 trips a day while you're at work. I don't know. Would you do it? I would. I definitely put some plastic or something in the back. Probably put a trash can or something just for people, people that don't got no sense. You would definitely want to be able to choose what people get in your car, but you're not going to be able to do that. I wonder if you're going to be able to see them through the camera, through the dash cam, and then you can be able to talk to them. I wonder if that is going to be a capability, because I would definitely want to do that. Whoever get in my car, hey, what's up, man? I'm at work right now, but I mean, you in my robo taxi, so be cool, man. We're gonna get you where you need to go in a timely manner. Anyway, Tesla is currently trading at $449.72. The low of the year in April was $215.04, y'all. So had you bought Tesla at the April lows, you would have more than doubled your investment. So the current all-time high is $495.83. So yeah, Tesla almost hit $500 this year, y'all. Tesla almost hit $500 this year, y'all, which is phenomenal. And Tesla is expected to have a wonderful year come next year, as we will get more advancements in our robotics and FSD. Excuse me while I take a sip of this coffee before it get cold. All right, so I'd like to shout out all my YouTube viewers who are viewing live, and all of those YouTube viewers who are going to check it out later. Shout out to y'all. Salute. Shout out to everybody on TikTok that's tuning in, getting this good stock market knowledge, y'all. This good recap for the year. All right, let's check out TSM, y'all. TSM. 53% on a year. Woo. Wonderful. Definitely deserves a yell of support, a celebration. Yes. 53% in 1 year, y'all. That's phenomenal. That's the type of gains that you want. That's the type of gains that you want. And let's see, the current price. Oh, one thing I needed to do on Tesla before we go to TSM was check out what kind of discount is Tesla on right now, just in case you want to buy it. Let me stretch this chart out so we can see it. So 10% off is going to be $440. So 5% off is $465. So Tesla is not at my 10% off threshold to buy it. So I would definitely not buy Tesla until we get to $440, y'all. So you gotta wait for a $9.72 pullback before you can hit the 10% first entry recommendation, y'all. All right, TSM. So the all-time high is $313.98. The current price is $303.89. So that is it's only $10 away from the all-time high. So that's probably 1% off. So you definitely shouldn't buy TSM right now. I mean, I can't tell you not to buy it because it is the leader in manufacturing, the leader of the world in manufacturing when it comes to these chips. And these chips run the world, as we have NVIDIA, the most valuable company in the world. And it is a chip company. So TSM manufactures chips for everybody. All right. TSM, the low for the year was $135, y'all. Are you seeing do you see what is the word? I can't even think of the word right now. Do you see the same thing going on with each company? They each pull back drastically in April. This is when the tariffs happen. The Trump tariffs. Once that happened, the market got clapped. But the market recovered nicely. So while they were promoting all that fear on these news channels and CNBC, these stock market channels, it was the time to buy. When the VIX went crazy, that was the time to buy, y'all. All right, next. Berkshire B. Warren Buffett, they call him the greatest investor of all time, has retired, y'all. Has stepped down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, y'all. After 60 years, Buffett has retired, y'all. How was he able to stay so sharp at such an old age? I think it's because he was reading so much. They said he was reading 500 pages a day. So to be able to read that much, that's definitely something that he planned out during the day. I don't know if he got up early. He's like, man, I'm going to just wake up and just start reading. I mean, if that is articles, if that is motivational books, you know what I mean? If that is reports, if that is research, 500 pages, y'all. I definitely got to get some more reading in myself. Actually, since doing this show, I've been reading a lot more articles. But I definitely want to read some more books and listen to some more podcasts. Listen to some more audio books. Because I already got my shows that I listen to every week when it comes to stocks. But, you know, the more you learn, the more you earn. So I gotta step on my learning for 2026, y'all. I need to learn more in 2026 than I did in 2025, y'all. That's the goal. That's the plan. That's what I must do. All right, so Berkshire B was up almost 11%, 10.8% on the year, y'all, which is decent. That's a double-digit gain. That's more than you're going to get at the bank, even in the high-yield savings. And the current price is $502.65. The low of the year was $441, and the high of the year is $542, y'all. So it didn't have that much fluctuation, like just $100 from the low of the year to the high of the year. So that's very stable. Definitely something that you don't have to worry about losing all your money. It's a very stable company with just slow growth. As you can see, it hasn't had a red year since 2015, y'all. Just slow growth. This is very nice. People who own this company, they're not worried about what's going on in the market. Especially if this is a big part of their portfolio, they're not worried about it. This is how you want your portfolio to look. This is how you want the companies in your portfolio to look. Up and to the right, and way more green years than red years. Salute, Buffett. All right, the VIX. The VIX spiked up to $60 this year, y'all. The VIX hit $60. So you know you're supposed to invest when the VIX is high. If the VIX is over 40, you should definitely be buying shares. If it's over 50, if it hits 60, you need to be buying shares, y'all. If you don't know when to buy, if you can't do the math on the discounts that we talked about earlier, just wait for the VIX to go over 40. Really over 30. but definitely over 40, definitely over 50, definitely over 60. That is the time to buy. Matter of fact, let me see. Nah, from 542 all time high to 500. No, I don't think that's enough discount. But let me see it anyway. That's definitely not 10% off. Because 10% off would be $54 off, and it's still in the 500. So no, it's not there yet. It's not there yet, y'all. All right, SPY. This is the ETF that everybody talks about when it comes to the market. How did the market do this year? How did the market do this year? The market did great, y'all. The market did great. The market gave us 16% on a year, y'all. 16% on a year. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Not as good as the past couple years where we got over 20%, but for the entire S&P 500 to give you 16% on the year, I know your retirement account is doing great. I know your pension fund is doing great. If you're invested in the S&P, you are happy with your portfolio. And you should be invested in SPY, or at least a SPY derivative. You don't have, I know this is expensive here. $681.92 per share. And the high is $691.66. At the low, it was $482. So had you bought at the April lows, you'd be up $200 per share, y'all. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So just say you want to buy SPY, but it's too expensive, you can buy the mini version of SPY, which is SPYM, y'all. SPYM gives you the exact same gains, the exact same companies. It's only the mini version of SPY. And as you can see, it's only $80 a share, y'all. And it got you that same 16% to the upside. So I definitely recommend this if you want to buy the S&P 500. This is the same fund, State Street Spider, the same fund that runs the SPY, that run SPYM. So you can definitely look into that if you want a cheaper way to get exposure to the S&P 500, y'all. All right, let's check out QQQ. QQQ here did 20% on the year, y'all. 20% on the year. Shout out QQQ, the technology ETF. Invest with Invesco, y'all. QQQ is sitting at $614.31 with an all-time high of $600.37. At $637.01, y'all. The low of the year was $400.01. So had you bought at the April lows, you'd be up more than $200 per share, y'all, on QQQ. QQQ is the top 100 mostly tech stocks on the market. And if you were to invest in QQQ, you will be very happy this year with your 20% gain. Now you're like, man, QQQ is too expensive, man. I ain't got no $600 for one share. What can I buy? Do you have a mini version like you did for SPY? I sure do. QQQM, y'all. QQQM. Now, this is not $80 like SPYM, but it is a lot cheaper than $600. You can actually get exposure to QQQ, the same companies, the same holdings, for 600. Oh, excuse me. While the regular QQQ is $614, this is $252, y'all. $252. As you can see, this hasn't been out as long. This came out in 2020. And as you can see, since 2020, it only had one red year, and the rest very green years. So, yeah, last year it was up 24%. The year before that, 53%. So what's that? 53 plus 24 plus 20. Man, that is almost doubled your money in 3 years, y'all. 53 plus 24 plus 20. That's 97%, y'all. Had you invested in QQQ starting January, the first opening day of the market on 2023, you almost doubled your money. You're up 97%, y'all, just by investing in the top technology companies in the world, y'all. QQQ is where they are held. Okay, so we can check out the index. This is SPX. So this is the index. So when people say, I want what's your end of the year target for the market? People be like 7,000. I thought it was gonna hit 7,000. It got very close. The market did hit a high of 6,944. A lot of people were saying that they think it's gonna hit 7,000. It got very close. Right now it's currently at 6,846. So it did get very close, y'all. If you've been listening to the show, I have gone over several price targets from banks and hedge funds that for 2026. I think the highest one was 8,100. I definitely heard 7,500 as well, 7,700 as well. All right, and the NAS 100. So it'll get you the same gain. This is for people that trade futures. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother derivative. It's definitely more advanced, and this show is not really for advanced traders. This is for beginners, man. We just breaking down beginner information because I just want people to get into the market. You know what I mean? There's so many people that are not in the market at all that, man, you just missing out on money, man. This is the way people get rich. They say there's 3 ways to get rich: invest in the market, invest in real estate, and open a business. So you can invest in the market with the least amount of capital out of those 3. So I recommend investing in the market as your first entry into the 3 paths to money. Okay, there's the song, y'all. There's the song that Suno always goes to let me know that my playlist has ended and I have to start it over. So there it is. I started it over. The first song is Frequency Music, 528 hertz. So while we are switching the song, let me give a shout out to everybody on YouTube that's tuned in live, y'all, while I take this sip of coffee. And let me give a shout out to everybody on TikTok live, y'all. Oh, let me do a reset, mine as well. This is my show, $1 Trillion Tickers. I am your host, Matt Riches. We focus on the $1 trillion tickers, the $1 trillion stocks in the market. We do cover other ones, but those are the main ones that get the most focus on my show, y'all. If the company is not worth $1 trillion, then it will not be a main focus on my show. Okay. So let's check out. So we went through all the $1 trillion tickers and we saw their performance of the year. So the top performer of the year out of the $1 trillion tickers was Google, y'all. Google. 65% to the upside. And the worst performer was Amazon. Let me make sure. Amazon at 5%, I believe. Let me see if my memory serves me correct. So Nvidia up 38%. Apple up 8%. Google up 65%. Microsoft up 14%. Amazon up 5%. Meta up 12%. Tesla, AVGO up 49%. Tesla up 11%. TSM up 53%. And Berkshire B up 10%. So yes, I was correct. The winner of the $1 trillion tickers that had the most movement to the upside, the most gains, is Google. And the company that did the worst out of the $1 trillion tickers was Amazon. Amazon, y'all gotta step it up next year, y'all. 5%? 5%? That is like a wonderful savings account. I forget the name of it. I just went blank. I know I said it earlier. A high yield savings account. That's like a wonderful, probably the best on the market high yield savings account that you can get. 5%. Probably 4%, really. But Amazon, you barely beating that? Nah, I'm going to need you to step it up. Bezos, what's up, my guy? I know you in that gym. We need to get your stock on this gym, too. We need to have your stock price running up. Even though it has been doing great. I mean, I started investing in Amazon in 2020, so salute. But still, man, 5%? Come on, bro. I know you still expanding. You ain't giving no dividends. You know what I mean? You reinvesting all the profits into the company. I respect it. But next year, we got to do better. All right, let's check out the sectors, y'all. Let's check out the sectors. So the first sector we have is the technology sector. XLK, y'all. XLK. Here it is. XLK did 23%, 23.8%, y'all. Phenomenal year for XLK, y'all. Phenomenal year for XLK. XLK is currently at $143.97 with the low of the year $86, y'all. $86.93 and an all-time high of $153. So XLK and a lot of these, they're from State Street as well. State Street, remember State Street, we just went over, was the fund that put out SPY and SPYM. And also SPYI. No, excuse me. Not SPYI. Only SPY and SPYM. But they put out all these sector ETFs as well. And they did a stock split. So earlier this year, they did a 2-to-1 stock split. So earlier this year, XLK was actually double the price. And let me see when they actually did the stock split. Let me go to the daily chart. They did it right here, y'all. A 2-to-1 stock split on December 5th. Friday, December 5th, XLK did a stock split. And they cut the price in half. So for every share you had of XLK, you now have 2 shares. That is a stock split where you get more shares and the price goes down. Okay. So remember earlier we were talking about QQQ. So if you want to invest in the top 100 technology companies, you could invest in QQQ, or if you want the mini version of it, you could invest in QQQM. So, or you could invest in XLK. So XLK is a ETF that has 72 companies in it. So it's a lot more concentrated than the QQQ. So, and the QQQ is also market weighted, while XLK is not market weighted. The top two companies are a lot more weighted than the others. All right, let's check out XLY, y'all. XLY on the year, a very basic 6% to the upside, y'all. Very basic. Okay, the current price is $119.41. The low on the year was $87, and the high on the year was $123, y'all. It's very close to all-time high, so I wouldn't recommend buying this right now. We are going to go over the companies that are in these sectors later. So if you stick around, we will go over that later. We just want to go over the entire sector right now. Okay. XLC, our communication sector. Up 21% on the year, y'all. 21%. Shout out to everybody invested in XLC. The current price is $117.72. The high is $119.55. The low of the year was $84, y'all. If you got in April on that discount, you are making money, y'all. All right, XLF. This is the financial sector ETF. And XLF was up 13%. That's good. That's good. I like it. A double-digit gain for ETF. That's good. I'll take it. That's more than double what you're going to get from a high-yield savings account and a money market account. And it's way more than you're going to get from a savings account, a regular savings account. All right, so the low of the year was $42.19. The high of the year was $55.89, y'all. It's too close to all-time highs to buy it right now. Okay, next is XLV, y'all. XLV was up 12.5% on the year. That's good. Double-digit gains for ETF on the year. That's good, y'all. The low of the year was 127.71, and the high of the year was 158, y'all. So it's very close to all-time highs right now. I wouldn't buy it, but you can put it on your watch list. All right. XLP, y'all. XLP. Our first red ticker of the show. XLP, consumer staples. It was down. It was barely down. Negative 1.18%, y'all. Currently at $77.68. The high of the year was $84.53, while the low of the year was $75.28. So it didn't move much. It didn't move much at all this year, and you don't expect too much movement out of consumer staples ETF anyway, because these are the companies that have been around, like the dinosaur type companies, how they are described sometimes. You know what I mean? Like the Walmart, Costco. You know what I mean? We'll get to them more. We'll get to them in a second. All right, XLE is up 4% on the year. Very basic. Very basic. upside 4%, 4.3%. All right, and on the low end, it was up. It was down to $37.37. On the high end, it was $47.40. So you didn't get a lot of movement here. Based on these ETFs not getting too much movement, I wonder if I should buy 100 shares of an ETF and then do covered calls on them, because that's what you want with covered calls. You want not a lot of price movement. So what if I just did $50 covered calls on XL? What if I just buy 100 shares of XLE and then I do $50 covered calls every month? That's an idea. That's an idea. It's only gonna cost me what? $4,400? Just say $4,500 to round it up. And then I gotta see how much premium I will get with selling those contracts. I don't know how many people are buying XLE calls, but that was just an idea that I had, just looking at this lack of movement. All right, XLU currently at $42.69. Had a good year. Up double digits, 12.8%. On the low end, it was $35.55. On the high end, it was $46.89. Too close to the all-time high to buy right now, but I do like this chart. Not as much as the others, but it did hit all-time highs this year. So I know there's a lot of companies that haven't hit all-time highs in years. And if you got an ETF that hit all-time high, then that's a good ETF. All right, next is XLI. XLI is up 17% on the year, y'all. The ETF, that's up 17% on the year. I like it. I think with all these data centers being built, that industrials is moving like that. Because, all these trillion-dollar companies are buying all these data centers to power AI. So you also got to think about the energy sector too. But just as building the data centers, that's going to be industrial. All right, so I had a low of 113.30 and a high of 158.46. Too close to all-time highs to buy right now. XLRE. Oh, I don't like this chart. XLE hasn't had an all-time high since 2021, y'all. Yeah, I don't like companies. I don't like charts that haven't had an all-time high in 4 years. No. That means something is wrong. They're actually down on the year, a little over 0.75%. But yeah, the high of the year was 43.86, and the low of the year was 35.76. It's currently at $40.35. This sector doesn't get talked about much. Actually, I have never heard anyone say they are invested in it. So let's move on. Okay, let's go to XLK. I know everybody loves technology because we live in the future. So let's check out some of these technology stocks. So I do have these in order of holdings that are in the actual sector. So we're going to get to the companies in the order that they are in the sector. So we've already done Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, AVGO. The next company on the list is Palantir, y'all. Palantir, 135%, y'all, on the year. Phenomenal. The best we've seen so far. 135%, y'all. Technology, Palantir Technologies, y'all. Phenomenal. Look at this chart, y'all. Look at this chart. In 2023, this thing was under $10, y'all. The high of 2023 was $22. Anybody who bought this thing in 2023 or prior, you have substantially flipped your money like a true boss. Goodness gracious. 135% in 1 year. You talk about home run, that is a home run. That is a home run. That is our first home run that we've ran into. A lot better than all the $1 trillion companies, but you know that's expected. You cannot expect a $1 trillion company to be moving 135% in 1 year. No, only a growth company is going to do that. All right. The current price is $177.75. The low of the year was $63, y'all. So if you bought the April lows, you'd be up over $100 per share. More than doubled your bread. More than tripled your bread at some points before it pulled back to 177. All right. I don't think it's on a big enough discount. Let me check. Actually, it is over 10% off right now. Palantir is over 10% off right now, y'all, at 186. If you want 15% off, it's going to be 162, y'all. So Palantir, if you're ready to get in Palantir, you want that first scale in entry, it is available, y'all. AMD up 77% on a year, y'all. AMD ran that bag up. AMD, phenomenal year, y'all. Phenomenal. AMD is currently trading at $214.16 with a low of $77 this year, y'all. So at one point you tripled your money if you got in on the April lows. It did hit an all-time high of $267.08, y'all. Phenomenal. Let's see what kind of discount we're on right now. AMD is 20% off right now, y'all. AMD is 20% off. That is the best discount we've had so far from all these companies that we are looking at. Now, AMD is not an A-tier company like our $1 trillion companies, but it's definitely a B-tier company. Phenomenal management, phenomenal recovery. So, if you would like to get in AMD, it is over 20% off. It's basically very close to 20% off right now. All right, next is Oracle. Look at this. Oracle up basically 17% on a year, 16.9% on the year, y'all. So that's good. But where it was crazy. It was at 344.89. That was the high. No, excuse me. The high of the year was 345.72. The current price is 194, and the low of the year was 119.39, y'all. Wow. So they definitely on big discount right now. If you believe in Oracle, you can get a big discount right now. Let me see. No, I don't got the discounts on here. Let me just check. Ooh. $43% off right now, y'all. 43% off. I actually don't like my companies going down that much. If this was an A tier company, I'll be all with it. But because this is not an A tier company, I would hesitate to getting in. But if you believe in Oracle, man, it's definitely on big discount right now. And I mean, definitely a great buy-in. Over 40% off is a great buy-in. If I had any of these A tier companies 40% off, I would throw a bag over there. But Oracle's not A tier, so. But it's definitely on big discount right now. It had a good year. It had a great year before. Let's see what happened. I think they missed on earnings. Yeah, see that? Oh, even before that though. It topped out at October 16th. It topped out at 322.54 and went all the way down to 177. So it's been in a downtrend for the past quarter. I definitely don't want to buy it. I don't like no. See, you see it gapped up here on earnings in September, and then the following earnings it gapped down. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't buy it until at least we close this gap. Let me see if I have it drawn on here. I do have it drawn on here. Okay, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't get into Oracle until it fills this gap. Most of the time when gaps get filled, it fills it halfway before coming back down to pick up some more buyers before trying to break through. But yeah, I would definitely be waiting. It needs to prove upside. Oh, look, another gap down here. Let me draw this gap right quick. Okay. So yeah, you're in a tough position if you're holding Oracle stock. Because say it comes down to this gap, it probably needs to get these buyers from closing this gap in order to move up to close this gap up above, probably. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be buying Oracle right now. At least wait for the gap to get filled and see if it bounces at this level, this daily level right here. All right, let's go back to the 1 year chart, y'all. MU. Ooh, Micron. Oh my God. 239%. 239%. That is crazy. That is a grand slam, y'all. That is a grand slam, y'all, for real. Oh my God. MU Micron Technology is currently at $285.41 with an all-time high of $298.83. It opened the year at $84, y'all. And the April lows was $61, y'all. Can you believe that? Oh my God. If you had an MU option, you ran that bag up. Oh my God. That is insane. Even if you just had shares, you ran a bag up. If you bought shares down here, you 4x your bread. Like, come on now. Dang. That's phenomenal, man. Salute to everybody who's invested in MU. Salute to everybody that got MU calls. Salute to everybody that got MU shares. Man, that is phenomenal, y'all. That is phenomenal. All right, next company is Cisco. Cisco currently at $77 with an all-time high of $80. The low of the year, 52.20. Cisco ran up 30% on the year, y'all. 30%. I like it. I like it. I like it. 30% on the year. You gotta respect it, man. That's good paper. That's good paper right there. That's good paper. Too high to buy. Too close to the all-time high though. All right, next IBM, y'all. IBM currently trading at $296 with an all-time high of 324. Low on the year was 215. So if you bought IBM this year, you are probably in the green unless you bought too high. IBM up 34% on the year. Y'all, 34%. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let's go. CRM, Salesforce. Oh, we have a red candle. This is the worst candle so far that we've seen on the yearly. Each candle is 1 year, y'all. This candle, Salesforce is down 20% on the year, almost 21%, y'all. That hurts. If you are invested in Salesforce, you are down on the year unless you bought underneath here. But most likely you're down. Salesforce is currently trading at $264 with an all-time high of $369 and a low of the year at $223, y'all. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. But if you believe in Salesforce, then you have a deep discount price. Let's check it out, y'all. It's almost 30% off the all-time high, y'all. Almost 30% off. So if you believe in Salesforce, if you're already an investor and you believe there will be more upside in the future, then buy more shares. Buy more shares, y'all. Especially if you bought up here way too high, buy some more shares and bring your cost basis down. All right, next. Lamb Research. Wow, look at this candle, y'all. 136%. 136%, y'all. 136%. Phenomenal, y'all. Phenomenal. That is wonderful. Salute to everybody who's invested in Lamb Research. Everybody that's doing options on Lamb Research. Salute to you. You ran that bag up. You ran that bag up, y'all. That's a 3-digit upside move. 136%, y'all. It's currently trading at 171.18 with an all-time high of 179.80 and a low of the year at $56, y'all. Damn, $56. That is crazy. That's phenomenal, man. Salute to everybody in there. AMAT currently trading at $256 with an all-time high of $276 and a low on the year of $125. Applied Materials, AMAT is up 58% on the year, y'all. 58%. Phenomenal. Let's go. Shout out to the AMAT investors, y'all. Too high to buy. Too close to the all-time high. AppLovin up 100% on the year, 108. 108% on the year. 108% on the year. Yeah, this thing's super volatile. Super volatile. Man, too close to all-time highs right now. It's currently at 673.82 with an all-time high of 745. If you did buy the dip in April, you bought it at 201. Salute to everybody who bought that thing. You heard? All right, let's check out Intuit. Up a very basic 5.4% on the year, y'all. Okay, the current price is $662.42 with an all-time high of $813 and a yearly low of $533. So if you like this company, it is on a big discount right now. That is a huge discount from the all-time high. It's down almost 20%, y'all. It's down 18%. So if you would like to buy into it, I wouldn't have it as one of my pillars in my portfolio, but if you would like to buy it, You do have a deep discount right now. It's type of discount that I like to buy. I do gotta use the restroom, so give me a moment. I'll be back. Shout out to the live viewers on YouTube. Shout out to the live viewers on TikTok. I'll be back momentarily. You know, we've been streaming for over an hour, so give me a minute. Alright, I'm back. You know, drinking all that coffee. Yeah, man, but I am back. Salute to y'all that didn't leave. Let's go. What's the next ticker? Y'all? We got a lot of tickers on here, huh? QCOM. Let's check out QCOM, y'all. QCOM is up 11% on the year, double digits. That's good. I like it. Way more than you're going to get in a high yield savings account. QCOM is currently trading at 171.05. The high on the year was 206, but the all-time high was in 2024 of 230. The low of the year 2025 was 121. So yeah, if you like QCOM, it's definitely on discount right now. But as you can see, most of the companies that we've went over so far have hit all-time highs this year. So yeah, QCOM has been struggling. I think ever since Apple started making their own chips, yeah, QCOM been struggling. But it's probably more to it though. All right, next one, ACN, Accenture PLC. Oh, we had a bad year, y'all. Down 23.7%, y'all. This hurts, y'all. Yeah, they haven't hit an all-time high since what? They haven't hit an all-time high since 2021. It's now 2026, y'all. This hurts. I don't like a company that has not hit an all-time high in 5 years. It's definitely a terrible year, and I don't want to buy it. I don't actually know anyone who owns this company. It's not talked about much. The high on the year was doing great. It was at 398. I mean, which was very close to the all-time high, but for some reason it pulled down crazy. It probably missed earnings or something. The current price is 268, and the low of the year was 231. Let's actually check out what happened. Let's go on a daily chart, y'all. Ooh, look at that. God, look at that drop. This hurts. So in February, it was at 398, and it's just been in a free fall ever since. Hit that bear flag, and then bear flagged again, and then consolidated. Huge bear flag, by the way. And now it looks like it's in a bull flag right now, but it's still on crazy discount. I wouldn't buy it. If you want it to the upside, I need a break and retest over 281.50. And then the first resistance I see is 291.08, followed by 307.65 and 322, y'all. So if you want that to the upside, those are the levels. Okay, let's go back to the yearly, y'all. Next company is Intel. Intel, the company that got saved by the government, saved by Donald Trump, and I think they got like, how much did they get from Nvidia? I want to say like 30 billion. Let me see if I can look it up right quick. How much money did Nvidia invest into Intel this year? $5 billion. Okay. I was thinking about something else. $5 billion, y'all. $5 billion. Nvidia invested $5 billion. I bet you Trump was like, man, I'm gonna let you make this bread and be the most valuable company in the world. I'm gonna need a little favor. I'm gonna need you to invest $5 billion to help me save this company, y'all. Because as you can see, Intel hasn't hit an all-time high since 2020. And it's 2025 right now. That is a long time. Like, last year was terrible. I think they were gonna go bankrupt, or they were gonna get delisted off the S&P 500. And then that's when the government was like, nah, man, this company been around too long. We can't just let them go. Look, this company been around since the 70s. This is an American staple. But if you look, in 2000, that's when it had the all-time high, the real all-time high, $75. And then it fell. It fell for 10 years. That's tough. Yeah, that's a tough hold right there, man. Okay, anyway, Intel up 84% on the year, y'all. 84%, that's good paper. That's good paper, y'all. That's good paper. You know what I mean? I don't know who bought it outside of the government and Nvidia. But, yeah. Salute. APH, y'all. Look at this. Wow. 94%, y'all. 94%. Phenomenal year. Best year of the company's history. Currently at $135.14. All-time high, 144.37. Had you got in on the lows this year, you would have got in at $57, more than double, almost triple your investment, y'all. APH looking great for the year. KLAC, y'all, 92% on the year. Looking good, y'all. Looking phenomenal. Yes. It's expensive, though. One share of KLAC is going to cost you $1,215, y'all. The all-time high is $1,286. Had you got in on the low of the year, you would have got in at $550, y'all. more than doubled your bread if you got in at the April lows, y'all. ServiceNow. Okay, ServiceNow has done a stock split on Thursday, December 25th. Oh yeah, go ahead and adjust that. Okay, so ServiceNow did a stock split. ServiceNow down 27% on the year. That's a bad year. That hurts. That hurts because they were doing so great. They actually did hit all-time highs this year, but when that thing fell crazy. So the current price is $153.19. The high on the year was $239, and the low on the year was $136. Let's see if we can see what happened, y'all. So they had a major gap down here. Oh, December, from Friday, December 12th, they gapped down like $20. Let's see. Yeah, it had a high of $239 in January, and that thing fell from January all the way to April. It fell $100, so that hurt. And it recovered nicely, but that thing fell again, and it's currently in a downtrend. I would not buy it, y'all. I would not. It had a 5-to-1 stock split. ServiceNow. All right, let's check out Texas Instruments. How did they do this year? They had a bad year, y'all. They was down 7.5%. That's the wrong button. Texas Instruments down 7% on the year. They did hit all-time highs this year, though. 221. It's currently at 173. Low of the year, 140, y'all. Adobe, terrible year. Down 21%. It's currently at $349. The high on the year was $467, and the low on the year was $313, y'all. ANET, good year, up 18%, y'all. 18%. I like it. So it did hit an all-time high this year at $164.94, and it had a low this year, last year, of $59.65. And last but not least on our XLK list is ADI, Analog Devices, 27% on a year, y'all. That's phenomenal. They ran that bag up. They hit all-time highs this year. It's currently at 271. Hit an all-time high of 284. And if you bought at the lows this year, that is 158, y'all. All right. Now, dang, this is a lot of companies. I'm going to have to start doing these faster, or I'm going to be here all day. All right. Next is XLC, y'all. Meta. We already did Meta. We already did Google. Netflix, they did a stock split this year. Netflix is up a very basic 5% on the year, y'all. Current price is $93 with a high of $134. The low on the year is $82. Let's see, what kind of discount are we at? It's almost 30% off, y'all. So if you believe in Netflix, you believe it's a company that you want to own in the next few years or the rest of the decade, then it's definitely on discount right now, and you should buy it. It's almost 30% off. Most companies, phenomenal companies, A-tier companies, if you can get them at 30% off, that is phenomenal. Netflix, I wouldn't say it's an A-tier. I would say in the communication sector, it's an A-tier. But overall, I wouldn't say it's A tier. I'll say it's probably B tier. All right. Comcast Corporation. Down 20% on the year, y'all. Terrible year. Terrible year. The current price is $29. The all-time high is $61. That was back in June of 21. The high of the year was $38, and the low of the year was $26, y'all. Disney had a barely over break even. Had a 2% year. All-time highs back in 2021 of $203. The current price is $113. It hit a low of $80 this year. Disney is doing terrible. Take-Two Interactive. Phenomenal year, y'all. 39%. It's currently at 256. All-time high, 264. Low of the year, 177. T-Mobile, down 8% on the year. Bad year for T-Mobile. It did hit all-time high this year at 276, but it's currently trading at 203. Low on the year, 193, y'all. Verizon had a barely over break-even year at 1.8%. They haven't hit all-time highs since 99. So this is definitely not a growth play. This is definitely a dividend play. I think they have a good dividend. That's why most people buy it. All right. AT&T, y'all. Up 9% on the year. That's pretty good. It didn't beat SPY, but that's pretty good, though. Especially look at these 4 down years in a row. So that's pretty good. I think they got a nice dividend, too. But actually, they had cut their dividend. They was one of the dividend kings, and then they cut their dividend by 50%. So I don't know how nice it is right now. But I know it used to be phenomenal. All right, so yeah, it's currently at $24. Hit 29 on the year with a low of 21. EA Sports, 39%, y'all. It's at the all-time high right now. Salute to everybody who bought that. It had a low of the year of $115. Warner Brothers. Whoa, 172%. Phenomenal. How did they even do that? How did they even do that at all? Didn't they just get bought out? Oh, I think they're Netflix and Paramount are in a bidding war to buy this company. And that's the only reason why it even ran up. Because this thing was about to go bankrupt. Because if you look at the chart here, in 2021, it was the all-time high of $78. And earlier this year, it was at $7. So it was down 90%. So it got saved. It got saved from bankruptcy by whoever bought it. It's between Netflix and Paramount. But I don't know anybody who would have held from 77 to 7 anyway. That would be crazy. Okay, Omnicom down 6% on the year. High of the year, $89. Low of the year, $68. Currently at $80. Live Nation up 10%. Pretty good year, up 10%. Currently at 142.50. All-time high 175.25. Low of the year 113. All right, Charter Communications down 39% on the year. Hasn't hit an all-time high since 2021. High of the year was 438. It's currently at 208. Trade desk down 67%. God damn. Terrible. Terrible. This has a bullish engulfing on a yearly candle. I mean, excuse me, a bearish engulfing on the yearly chart, on a yearly candle. You definitely don't want it. Get rid of it. Yeah. If you invested in this, this definitely dragged down your portfolio. Hopefully, it's not a big position in your portfolio if you do have it. Fox Corporation up 41% on the year, y'all. Phenomenal year for Fox. They're coming off 65% in 24 and 41% in 25. Phenomenal year for Fox, very close to the all-time high, y'all. TKO Group Holdings, 47% on the year. It's been doing great since 2021. Phenomenal year. Very close to all-time highs right now, sitting at 209. All right, News Corporation, ticker NWSA. Had a bad year, down 5%. All-time high, $31, currently at $26. Match Group Incorporated, down a little under 1%, but hasn't hit an all-time high since January 21. It was 182 and it's currently at $32. Paramount Skydance. This is currently at $13. $13, y'all. They haven't hit an all-time high since January 21, where they were trading at $100, y'all. All right. Let's go to the financial sector. Berkshire B, we covered them. JP Morgan, $34. JP Morgan, 34% on the year, y'all. Very close to all-time highs at 322. Visa up 11% on the year. Good year. It's currently at $350. MasterCard up 8% on the year. Okay year, up 8%, currently at $570. Bank of America up 25% on the year. Great year for Bank of America, y'all. Currently at $55. Wells Fargo up 32% on the year, y'all. Great year for Wells Fargo. Goldman Sachs 53% on the year, y'all. Goldman Sachs, phenomenal year, y'all. Phenomenal year, sitting at 879. Morgan Stanley 41% on the year, y'all. Yeah, these top tier banks are doing wonderfully. Citigroup, 65% on the year, y'all. But they have not hit a high since 2006. It's been consolidating. It actually just broke out of consolidation. It's been consolidating. You check it out right here. Oh, I already have some drawings on here. So it's been consolidating. Between $21 and $84 since 2009. They ain't been doing nothing. But it just broke out of this 16-year consolidation. Something like that. Hella long. And if you was buying shares, you happy now. But if you, this is crazy. It look like they got some nice upside. You see, that is not the all-time high. I had the all-time high down there because I didn't zoom out enough. I didn't zoom out a couple of decades ago. So, yeah, that's why you got to zoom out. All right, but yeah, I don't see no resistance here. This thing can run. The city can actually have a good year. I don't see no resistance until 234. Come on, bro. Excuse me, y'all. I had to turn that off. That was my autoplay. Playing some music that I don't have on my playlist. Shout out to everybody in the chat on YouTube, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat on TikTok. If you're on TikTok and you want to see my full screen, just come over to YouTube. It is easier to see there. All right, American Express. Phenomenal year, 24%, y'all. Currently at 369. Swab up 35% on the year, y'all. S&P Global up 5% on the year. Decent. That's okay. BlackRock 4% on the year. Capital One Financial Corporation 35% on the year, y'all. Progressive Corporation down 5% on the year. Chubb Limited up 13% on the year. Nice year for them. Blackstone down 10% on the year. CME Group up 17.5% on the year. ICE Intercontinental Exchange up 8% on the year. That's okay. Marsh and McLean Companies down 12.6% on the year. Robinhood. Oh my God. Robinhood, 200% on the year. Robinhood, 200% on a year. Phenomenal. Look at this. Look at this comeback, y'all. In 2022, Robinhood was under $10. And this year hit an all-time high of $153. That is phenomenal, y'all. It is actually deep discount right now because it's at 113. Let me see what kind of discount it's on. It's over 25% off right now. So if you believe in Robinhood in the future, how innovative they are, they got a great CEO. I am a Robinhood user. I did get those free gifts during the holidays from Robinhood. They gave me, I missed some of them, but they gave me some Bitcoin, and they gave me some Solana, and what else they gave me? Some XRP. So they gave me a little bit of 3 cryptocurrencies just for being a Robinhood Gold member, y'all. Salute to Vlad. All right, KKR and Company down 13% on the year, y'all. U.S. Bank Corp up 11.5% on the year. That's good. That's decent. PNC Financial Services Group up 8% on the year. That's good. That's decent. Okay, let's go to XLE now. XOM, 11% on the year, y'all. That's good. That's good. Chevron, up 5%. That's decent. ConocoPhillips, down 5% on the year. Williams Company, up 11%. That's pretty good. SLB Limited, barely under break even. EOG Resources, down 14% on the year. KMI, barely fractionally under. This is Kinder Morgan Incorporated, down a little over 0.25%. Phillips 66, up 13% on the year. That's pretty good, y'all. Salute to them. Valero Energy, up 32% on the year. Let's go. Marathon Petroleum, up 16% on the year. ONEOK Incorporated, down 26% on the year. Baker Hughes Company, up 11%. That's pretty good. Targa Resources, up 3%. That's decent. That's basic. That's basic. EQT Corporation, up 16%. That's pretty good, y'all. That's pretty good. Occidental Petroleum, down 16% on the year. Diamondback Energy, down 8% on the year. Expand Energy Corporation is up 10% on the year. That's pretty good. Halliburton Company is up 3.9%. That's basic. Devon Energy Corporation up 11%. That's pretty good. 12%. Coterra Energy is up 3%. That's basic. Texas Pacific Land Corporation down 22%. APA Corporation up 5.9%. That's basic. That's okay. All right, let's check out XLI. GE Aerospace up 84%, y'all. I should have been going at this speed the whole time. I would have been done with this already. But I was trying to give too much details. Oh well, it happens, y'all. I don't be streaming like that. Well, I'm new to streaming, let me say that. Alright. Katina AB down 4.6% on the year. RTX Corporation up 58% on the year, y'all. GE Vernova up 98% on the year, y'all. Dang, that's nice. Boeing up 22% on the year. We know they had hella crashes, so. Uber 35% on the year. Union Pacific is up 1.4%. Honeywell down 8% on the year. Eaton Corporation PLC down 4% on the year. Deere and Company up 9.8%. That's pretty good, y'all. Parker Hannifin Corporation up 38% on the year, y'all. ADP Automatic data processing, down 12% on the year. Lockheed Martin, down 0.5% on the year. Train Technology PLC, up 5.3%. That's basic. General Dynamics, up 27%, y'all. The 3M Company, up 24%, y'all. Howmet Aerospace Incorporated, up 87%, y'all. Wow. Look at that chart. Goodness. Phenomenal. Waste Management, up 8.88%, y'all. That's good. That's decent. Northrop Grumman Corporation, up 21%, y'all. Emerson Electric Company, up 7%. That's pretty good. TDG, up 4.9%. Johnson Controls International PLC, up 51%, y'all. UPS, down 21% on the year. They've been falling ever since 2022. They had an all-time high at 233. 4 years straight down, y'all. It's tough. Tough. It's a tough hold right there, y'all. Cummins Incorporated, CMI, up 46% on the year, y'all. CSX, it's up 12% on the year. That's pretty good. Dang, why didn't I have this idea to go this fast earlier? I would have been done already. Shoot. Oh well. We're doing it now. All right. Next Era Energy, up 12% on the year. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. CEG, up 57% on the year. This is XLU, by the way. Utilities. Southern Company, up 5.9%. That's decent. Duke Energy Corporation, up 8.7%. That's pretty good. AEP, American Electric Power Company, up 25%, y'all. SRE, which is DBA Sempra, down 0.5% on the year. VST, up 17% on the year. Dominion Energy is up almost 9% on the year. That's pretty good. Exelon Corporation, up 15% on the year. Xcel Energy, up 9%. That is pretty good. Entergy Corporation, up 21% on the year. Public Service Enterprise Group Incorporated, down 5% on the year. Consolidated Edison, up 11% on the year. That's good, y'all. That's good. I don't know if this is the right one. I was trying to find PG&E. So, I don't think that's the right one. So, I'm going to skip it. WEC Energy Group, up 12%. That's good. That's good. NRG Energy, up 76%, y'all. Phenomenal year, y'all. Phenomenal year. Salute. Amarin Corporation, up 12%. That's good, y'all. That's good. Atmos Energy Corporation, up 20%, y'all. DTE Energy Company, up 6.8%. That's pretty good, y'all. PPL Corporation up 7.8%. That's pretty good, y'all. AWK up 4.8%. That's decent. Eversource Energy up 17% on the year, y'all. Centerpoint Energy up 20% on the year, y'all. First Energy Corporation up 12.5%. That's a good year for them. Edison International down 24% on the year. Okay, XLV Healthcare. Eli Lilly up 39% on the year, y'all. They broke $1,000 as well this year. Salute. Johnson & Johnson up 43% on the year, y'all. ABBV 28% on the year, y'all. UNH down 34% on the year. Merck and Company up 5%. Pretty basic. Thermo Fisher Scientific up 11%. Good year for them. Abbott Laboratories up 10.7%. That's good. Intuitive Surgical up 8.5%. That's good. Amgen up 25% on the year. GILD Sciences up 32% on the year. DHR down 0.25% on the year, y'all. Boston Scientific Corporation up 6%. That's basic. Pfizer down 6% on the year, y'all. Medtronic PLC up 20% on the year. Stryker down 2.3% on the year. But they did hit an all-time high this year. Vertex Pharmaceuticals Incorporated up 12.5%. Good year for them. Bristol Myers down 4.6%. McKesson Corporation up 43%, y'all. 43%. Let's go. CVS 76% on the year. CVS. Wow. How did they do that? Wow. After 3 bad years. And 2024 was terrible. They bounced back very nicely. Very nice. How did they do that? Probably because everybody took their money out of UNA, United Health, and put it in CVS. Okay, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up 8%. That's good. Elevance Health, ELV, down 5% on the year. HCA Healthcare up 55%, y'all. 55%. The Cigna Group down a little over 0.25% on the year, yo. Novo Nordisk down 40% on the year. Oh, goodness gracious. That hurts. All right, let's see what we got. Is that all the sectors? Did we do XLY? I don't think we did XLY yet. Amazon up 5%, very basic. Tesla up 11%, y'all. Home Depot down 11%. McDonald's up 5%, very basic. Booking Holdings up 7.7%, pretty good. TJ Maxx up 27%, y'all, 27%. That's good, that's good. Lowe's Company down 2% on the year. Starbucks down 7.7%. DoorDash up 35% on the year, y'all. O'Reilly Automotive up 15%. That's a good year. General Motors 52%. General Motors. Okay. Wonderful year. Best year ever for them. Nike down 15%, y'all. Nike been in a free fall since 2021, where it hit an all-time high of 179. It's currently trading at $63, y'all. Royal Caribbean up 21%, y'all. Marriott International up 11%. Good year for them. Good year. Hilton Worldwide Holdings up 16%, y'all. Carvana up 107%, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. 107%, y'all. Salute Carvana. Ross Stores, 19% on the year. Salute Ross Stores, y'all. Salute. Airbnb up a very basic 3.2%. AutoZone up 5.9%. Ford up 32%, y'all. Ford up 32%. Not too shabby, Ford. Not too shabby. Chipotle down 38% on the year. Huge bearish engulfing on the yearly on Chipotle. Yum Brands up 12%. Good year. Good year for Yum Brands. DR Horton is up 3%. Very basic. eBay 40% on the year. eBay. Let's go, eBay. All right, I think that is all the sectors. Let me see. XLI, XLV. Did I hit XLU yet? I did. Did I? Nah, I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Did I? XLU? No. No, I did XLE. Okay. Next Era Energy. Up 12%. Pretty good, pretty good. Constellation Energy up 57%, y'all. 57%. Oh no, I did do this. I did. My fault. My fault, y'all. Let me hit the $1 trillion tickers, because I was just talking through the $1 trillion tickers, which is my show. So I wasn't doing the sound effects on those. So let me run these back. Let me run these back right quick, y'all. It's gonna be quick. We got the new quick system now. So Nvidia up 38%, y'all. 38%. Let's go. Apple up pretty good, 8.5%. Google 65%, y'all. 65%. Google. Microsoft 14%. That's pretty good, y'all. That's good. That's good for a multi-trillion-dollar company. Amazon up 5%. Very basic. We need you to do better, Jeffrey. All right. Meta up 12%. Pretty good. Pretty good. AVGO 49%, y'all. 49%. AVGO. Tesla up 11%. We need you to do better, Elon. We need you to do better. All right, TSM 53% on the year, y'all. 53%. Berkshire B up 10%, y'all. That's pretty good. And the index, SPY, 16% on the year, y'all. SPY, 16% on the year. Very good, very good. QQQ, 20% on the year, y'all. 20% on the year. All right, so that's about it, y'all. We went through so many tickers. Had to be over 100 tickers, including the ETFs. Let's see, is there anything else? We could just go through the QQQ if you want. We already did, basically. Let's just run through these. Why not? We already been on for how long anyway? CrowdStrike. 37%, y'all. All right, let's go. Pan W, Palo Alto Networks, down 1%. Honeywell International, down 8%. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, up 12%. Good year, good year. Constellation Energy, 57%, y'all. Mercado Libre, 18%, y'all. ADP, down 12%. Shopify, 51%, y'all. Lind PLC, it's up 1.8%. I think we did all these. All right, yeah, I'm gonna just run through whatever's on these lists. I know some of them already did because they're in certain sectors. I'm gonna try to remember the ones I already did so I don't do them again. But I'm gonna just run through these. Why not? We already on. Shit, might as well go through all these. All right, Marvell Technology down 23%. Synopsys down 3%. O'Reilly up 15%. Good year. PDD Holdings up 16.91%. Regeneron up 8%. Cintas Corporation barely up on the year, 2.9%. Mondelez International down 10% on the year. CSX Corporation, it's up 12%. Good year for them. Autodesk barely under break even. American Electric Power Company up 25%. Fortinet down 16%. Thomson Reuters Corporation down 18%. PayPal down 31%. Oh my God, that is tough. That is tough. That chart looks terrible, y'all. That chart looks terrible. Let's see. IDEXX Laboratories up 63%, yeah. NXP Semiconductors up 4%, basic. Packard Incorporated up 5% on the year, very basic. AstraZeneca up 40% on the year, y'all. Airbnb up 3%, very basic. Electronic Arts 39%. I think we did them already. Datadog down 4.8%. Baker Hughes up 11%. That's pretty good. MicroStrategy down 47.5%. That Bitcoin strategy. It was working earlier in the year, though. That thing was running. If you look, earlier in the year, that thing was up to 458. And right now it's 151. So it lost 66% from the high. Goodness, that hurts. Roper Technologies down 14%, y'all. Fastenal up 11%. That's pretty good. Workday Incorporated down 16%. Excel Energy up 9%. We did them already. Did that one. Yeah, I think we did all these. Axon Enterprise is down 4%. Coca-Cola up 12%. That's good. That's good. Especially for a dividend type company. Paychex Incorporated down 20%. Cognizant Technology Solutions Corporation up 8% on the year. That's pretty good. Dr. Pepper down 12% on the year. GE Healthcare Technologies up 4.9%. That's pretty good. Zscaler up 24%, y'all. Copart Incorporated down 31%. Microchip Technology Incorporated up 11%. Good year for them. Old Dominion Freight Line down 11%. Verisk Analytics down 18%. The Kraft Heinz Company down 21%. They about ready to go out of business. Look, the all-time low, they're $5 away from the all-time low, y'all. They might be getting acquired in 2026. Remember, I said it here first. Kraft Heinz Company might be getting acquired in 2026, y'all. Amazon, go ahead and buy them out. Remember, I said it first. Amazon probably going to buy Kraft Heinz Company in 2026. Remember, I said it here first. January 1st, 2026, y'all. CoStar Group down 6% on the year. Charter Communications down 39% on the year. Biogen up 15% on the year. Atlassian Corporation down 33% on the year. Dexcom down 14% on the year. On Semiconductor down 14% on the year. Global Foundries Incorporated down 18% on the year. Lululemon down 45% on the year. God damn. Terrible. ARM Holdings down 11% on the year. CDW Corporation down 21% on the year. Terrible, terrible. Okay, so these next ones, they're not in the same type of order, but I do have a lot of companies that are ready to go. I'm going to try to skip the ones that I've already done. Philip Morris up 33% on the year. RTX Corporation up 58% on the year. So those last companies that I did were QQQ, and now I'm doing SPY. So I know there's companies that are in both indexes. So I'm gonna try to skip them. Try to skip the ones that I did already. I'm sure I won't be able to remember it perfectly. Let's see. Union Pacific Corporation up 1% on the year. Yeah, that might be it, y'all. Well, once we get lower in cities. Nah, I did all these. Because what I planned on doing was charting all the stocks in the S&P, but I was like, man, I might as well chart the Qs first because the Qs is only 100. And then the S&P, that's 500. That's going to take forever. I was like, let me knock out the Qs first. Bristol Myers Squibb down 4%. Newmont Corporation, 168% on the year. God damn. That is crazy. Let's go. I never even heard of them, y'all. Put them on a list. Put them on your watch list. 168%. Phenomenal year. It just had 3 down years too, y'all. So just had 3 down years before 2025. So boy, that is a phenomenal recovery, y'all. Southern Company, I did that one. Sherwin-Williams down 4.6%. NXP Semiconductors up 4.4% on the year. Basic. Realty. Some people love this as their dividend darling. Is up 5.5% on the year. That's pretty good for a dividend stock for a REIT. All right. Monster Beverage 45% on the year. Roper Technologies down 14%. Rockwell Automation up 36% on the year. Workday down 16% on the year. Cardinal Health up 73% on the year. It's been doing phenomenal since 2022, y'all. Phenomenal. It's too high to buy it right now, though. All right, this is the last one, y'all. The last 20. Woo! SanDisk. So, I think SanDisk, they were a part of another company, but they got spent off. So now they are their own company. I believe it was, I want to say Western Digital, if I'm correct. And look at this green candle. Oh, God. Man, look at this green candle. So it had a low of $27 and a high of $284. So basically, it 10x'd this year. God, that is insane. This the best. Oh yeah, this the best one of the year. Look, y'all. From the bottom to the top, 914%. That is the greatest company of the year. The best company of 2025. The best company of 2025, y'all. SanDisk Corporation, SNDK. Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Wow. Raymond James Financial up 3%. Very basic. Synchrony Financial up 28% on the year. Teradyne up 53% on the year. Tractor Supply Company down 5% on the year. Pakistan Petroleum Limited, a little over break even. NRG Energy up 76% on the year. Mettler Toledo International up 13%. Good year for them. NVR down 10% on the year. NetApp down 7% on the year. Northern Trust Corporation up 33% on the year. PTC down 5% on the year. PPG Industries down 14% on the year. Omicron Group down 6% on the year. All right, that's it. Man, longest show ever. Definitely didn't plan on doing this many. Check out. Oh man, excuse me. Shout out to everybody in YouTube land. Shout out to everybody in TikTok land. This is the end of the show. The show is $1 trillion tickers. Today was a special show because the market was closed and the year is over. 2025 is over and behind us. We are now moving forward into 2026. New investments, new money into the market, new gains, new profits, higher levels of education, higher levels of fitness, higher levels of finances, higher levels of spirituality, higher levels of mental capacity, high level conversations, money market Mondays, trapping Tuesdays, the come up series. Shout out to Mark Monroe, Wall Street Trapper, Ian Dunlap, Troy Millings, Rashad Bilal, Aristotle Investments, Trade and Travel. Shout out to the family. Shout out to $1 trillion tickers family. Shout out to YouTube listeners. Shout out to TikTok listeners. Shout out to everybody who was blessed to see 2026, y'all. Shout out to everybody. Condolences to everybody that lost somebody in 2025. You are blessed to see another year, y'all. Let's make it the best. Let's study, let's learn. Let's work out, let's eat healthy. Let's read books, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. Let's watch some documentaries. Let's meet some new people. Let's expand the network. Let's expand our finances. Let's pray more. Let's meditate more. Let's be more creative. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. 6:15 is when the live stream starts. If you want to come a couple minutes early, you can hear the mantra, the pre-show mantra, where we set our day, our show, our week, our year. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Hope you were in those stocks that went up dramatically and got that applause. Hope you cut those stocks that went down crazy. 2026 is going to be even bigger and better. Till tomorrow.